Hello, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button, and today we're going to talk about stamping in our journals and using stamped images as elements that we can use to enhance, use to decorate. I use stamps. In fact, they're probably the first thing that I ever used in my journals other than magazine images, because I've always had lots of stamps. I'm just going to grab a journal. So this is my fairy journal. I've not done paper fairy journal. I haven't done a tour of this yet, but I just wanted to give you an illustration. So these are just stamps out of my stash that kind of help to make this cluster of this like fairy queen and her daughter. Let's see if I can find any other ones, just even simply to make a cluster. They're just really important. They really help to ground things on the page. And it doesn't just have to be the label type stamps. It can be other types of stamps too. There you go, there's a label one. We'll do a tour of that sometime. So what I do is in between projects, when I've lost my mojo, there's nothing else left to do, I might have a stamp. So here is my tin of stamped images. You can see I've snipped up some of them. There's all kinds. There's mermaids, there's butterflies, there's labels galore, there's tickets galore, there's like leaves and flowers, there's tag shapes in here, all the things, all of the things. Little birdies I can see, clock faces, and they get kept in there. But I'm currently challenging myself to make a journal out of a book, and for all of the journal and to have things made out of the pages from the book. So the pages for the journal will be made from that. I'm going to allow myself some fabric and stuff to help sew the signatures in. And we did napkins. Let me see if I can grab. Kind of making images out of napkins on the book pages, which will be really helpful. So now we're going to add some stamps to sort of add to the napkin images. I'm going to hopefully be able to print on my book pages. I'm just trying to see all the different things you can do with book pages. We'll be spraying, we'll be painting, we'll be adding kind of colour in different ways. But for now, we're still building that main body of stash. Now, if we look at the book, I've taken probably a third of the book already for the napkins and the stamps. So I've already this morning, because you wouldn't want to watch me do all of this, I've already done some. So it's going to be an autumnal type of journal. So I've kind of gone for this sort of neutral. I've added a blue in because just to lift it, but like a really neutral sort of palette. And I've included elements that are sort of practical and tools. So there's like these bulldog clips, which are so useful. This is a very old Anna Griffith stamp that I cherish and don't know what to do if I got lost or anything. And then there's other stamps that like come off the front of magazines, stamps that I've bought, all kinds. I just went through my stamp stash this morning and I just picked ones out that I thought might be useful. You know, I'm going to be autumnal, so like, you know, stamps that are scenes, like I think that will be very useful. I may well be pulling this stamp out again to use in other ways. I think with all of the stamps, and you don't have to think if you're making a kit for a specific journal, oh that's it, I can't get my stamps out again. That's not true at all. So I've just gone myriad stamps. There's little labels, they're in those sort of autumnal colours. I've got lots and lots of different types of mushrooms, so we're, you know, and we can go over these with the Posca pens. We can change the colours a little bit. We can punch some colours up and knock some colours back. We can do all of that with these. So that's the beginning of this kit. What I'm going to do with you now is I'm just going to do a few a few stamps so that you can see what I'm doing. I mean, I don't want to teach you to suck eggs, you probably know how to stamp, don't you? But I'm thinking about foliage now. So I have some rose. You can see that this is from a Prima by Designs. They're very thick silicone stamps, and you don't really need to put them on a mounting block. And they're generally used for furniture. So like, you know, you would print it on the side of or on the top of a table, and there's an entire spray of roses. I don't particularly want the roses, I just wanted some leaves, some foliage. So we've got that. This is just a generic stamp that I've got a long time ago off Amazon. These are IOD, which are a bit like the Prima by Design ones. I think these are IOD as well, and they're still on there. And I've got a massive kit of this stuff that if you were gonna buy stamps and you've got all the labels you want, I would encourage you to look at IOD and Prima by Designs. This is just one. So is that all? Yeah, that's all IOD. And it's the winter wreath kit from last year. In fact, I'm going to have that one. And I think we're going to make a paper wreath for autumn and for winter. So there are things like holly leaves, and there's holly and berry, and then this is like all foliage. It's very beautiful. We will come and revisit that again another time. But it was 40 odd pound. But you got so much, and they're such great quality that it's kind of put me off buying. Well, I don't want to be buying anyway because of I don't want to keep making new things to be made and money wise. But I think that, you know, on my Christmas list there will be an IOD stamp. Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying is, you know, if you're going to buy really quality. Now, having said that, I've got some generic Amazon things here that I've bought in the past. I already have them. I already own them, so I'm going to use them. But I think the quality pales into insignificance just when you look at this. So now we have a nice little thingy of stamps. I've also got some butterflies out. And these are from Prima by Designs as well. They will be useful. I've got a bit more of this foliage. I just think the foliage will be really useful. We're going to use some autumnal colours. I thought I had an orange. I'll put that on the top of the orange. So I thought we'd start with an orange and do something that's not, you know, not expected. So this is the roses one. So this should be like a fresh green and, you know, very springy. But just changing the colour will hopefully bring all those autumn vibes that we were wanting. Excuse my fingers, I've been stamping all day, so I look like Agatha Harkness. Yeah, that's what I wanted. So it's giving me those real autumn vibes. In fact, we're just going to keep going with this one. I might do that one as well because I like that. And they will make great elements in my journals. Well, in this particular journal. If I don't use them all up, I will be popping them in my tin, and they'll get used again another time. Oh, that's yeah, I'm liking that. Let's do some brown ones. What I will do as well, and I think I might do that as a bit of a different video, is use some like some stays on and stamp out a background and watercolour that. So that, you know, I can't draw. I never got the patience to learn how to draw, because I do know it's like a learned skill, isn't it? If you can write, you can learn how to draw and all of that. But I'm not that kind of creative. Oh yeah, I like that. You see that the stamps are just much better quality. Let's do another. And I think what I'm going to do as well, obviously not on camera, but I'm going to build myself a big stash of these particular colours like this. Then I can make myself like a wreath for my room that's all paper. I've done it before where I've just simply cut out shapes of leaves out of brown paper. I think it might be nice to use your stamps as well. Let's see the more generic. I do think that's pretty. I think this is trying to be a Lavinia stamp that I got before I knew what Lavinia stamps were. I mean, that they would probably be another thing on my Christmas wish list, actually. That's not bad. Give that its due. That's really nice. Let's put one there. So you can just sort of build your own resources up, really. And if you don't have like lots of fancy stamps, but you've got one that's a leaf, well, just do that in as many colours as you have. I really should have put that on a block. That's the only thing you need a block with those. But there we go. Let's do a different one. Let's do this one. Now this one's actually got some flowers in it. Well, it looks like flowers, but I don't know if it is actually. How do you build your stash up? Do you just do it as and when you need, or do you do things so you have things to pull from? I mean, that's why I do this, is so that I have a stash of things that I can just pull from. I've made that dirty, so I'll just rather than having to stop and start, get everything out that's stamp oriented. This way I can just play, but I enjoy this process as well, and this is very much kind of gets my creative juices going. I'm starting thinking about what can we do in an autumn journal. I think I have some specific autumn stamps somewhere. I'll dig them out. I might have some Christmas stamps that have got stags and things, so we might, you can change around. Oh, that's nice. See, I think I need to paint that. Let's do it on a blank sheet. Precious blank sheets. I don't have a lot. Let's do it on that bit. So I checked my subscriber count and I'm up to 95, which is mind-blowing. But apparently, when I look at I don't know how to read it. I still don't really understand it. But when I look at the statistic things. Sorry, there's pigeons on the bathroom roof downstairs. I don't know what they're doing. So that's what that noise is. So what was I saying before the pigeons annoyed me? I can't remember. Oh, the stats. So yeah, so I think a lot of people are subscribing, but they're not necessarily watching. So I don't know what that says about me or my videos. But I get a fair amount of watches for a starter, and I am just learning. I don't really have a clue what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. See what I mean? And I will be able to pull that detail out once I started getting there with my watercolours. I'll be able to pull that really beautiful detail. So yeah, IOD for the win. I definitely think that. Let's try this one. So this book I got from my local supermarket that I'm going to be making a journal from. In there they have like a charity bookshelf, and every time I go I have a little coin purse with like 15-20p's. I go and see if there's any treasures. Oh, look at that. That one's amazing. And I got this book in a set. It wasn't a complete set, and I didn't get them all at once. And people, they go for, you know, like they're going for the novels and the children's books. They're not really interested in necessarily. I want this. No, I want this great colour. You know, they're not really that interested in an old dictionary or these. They look like they're from like a book club, not quite Reader's Digest, but you know, like a book club, because there's a variety of topics in the books. But they just will make really nice journals. Oh, that looks so nice. That's a good one. That was an IOD one. Let's have a go at that one in the orange, and then I'll pull it all together. I might cut one out. Okay. Again, I should have got my blocks. Where are my blocks? Here we go. That's nice. So what I'll do is I will carry on and build the stash up. I'll pop them in with a thumbnail, but I think, let's try and cut one out, cut a couple out, and then you get to see like them. They look so nice. They'll look nice built up with things. They'll look nice mixed in with the napkin stuff. I'll have to go and see what I can find on the Graphics Fairy. I was going to scan my own things in, but I don't have a lot of autumnal stuff. So I think then I'm not just focused on that. just keeping an eye out for the car. My husband has gone, what is it, airsofting today, which is like where you just sort of shoot at people. And he left the garage side door open, which opens onto the car park at the back of the house. So when I was pegging the washing out this morning, I noticed it. And so you can't... I locked it with a bar, basically, so we can't get back in. But he left it completely open. So I'm listening out for him to come back. Sorry for the rough fussy cutting, but I think it's like watching paint dry, watching people fussy cut. I really enjoy fussy cutting, not particularly watching people do it. But there you go. I would fussy cut it closer. And then it can be laid like in the mix with the other bits and pieces, which is here. So we can, other bits and pieces. And mix it in with these bits. So it's already kind of like coming together, how you can mix and match the stuff in. I like it. Like those two look good together. Yeah. So there you go. Get your stamps out. I bet you've got more stamps than you realise. You don't have to use an entire set. You can just pick and choose from sets and just sort of go to town on some old book page, fussy cut them out and add that to your stash. That's something that you can pull from, and you're making your own elements. It's a lot more junky. It kind of adds a nice texture to it. Let's see if I can find another book that I can just sort of pull from to show you. It's got some stamped images. This has got loads of stamped butterflies in it. Let's see. So we've got like one of the butterflies there that I've sort of double-sided it. And all of the little paper fairies, all of the wings are stamped images. And that's the kind of use of this element. And it, yeah, it's just really good. And you can use it to make a covered paper clip. We'll do that. We'll make a covered paper clip. But there we go. Stamped images for your journals. Make a bunch. Then you've got a stash. I hope you had fun. I had fun. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to do some slow stitching tomorrow. So hang around for that because I've got to use that stash I bought the other day. Yeah. I look forward to talking to you again. Please do the subscribe, little bell, comment, like, share thing. That'd be really good. Okay. Bye bye.